Oh, I'm sorry.
The camera's rolling.
Oh, okay.
They ain't tell nobody nothing. It's like admin popping in for impromptu eval.
Yeah, well.
Ready?
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Hi guys, we've missed you for the last couple of weeks, and as you can see, everything looks a little bit different again. We've partnered up with Bored Teachers, the largest teacher entertainment platform that exists, and we are so excited to be working with them on this podcast. Now, a few things have changed. Obviously, our look has changed a little bit. We're on these nice new couches. We've got an awesome little backdrop, and our name has changed. We are going to be Teachers Off Duty.
That was
We
pretty.
practiced
Saved
it. We
it.
still
I
messed it
Be a
up.
little
Saved
little
it.
A quartet. That's what it is.
Well,
Is that
A
four people?
barbershop
oh yeah,
quartet.
four people.
Yeah.
The barbershop quartet.
So for those of you that have not been with us from the very beginning, my name is Rebecca Rogers. I am R. Rogers World on all of my social media platforms.
I'm Tell Williams. I'm Mr. Williams Pre-K on all social media platforms.
Spratt.
Mr. Williams Spratt.
I'm Honest Teacher Vibes on all platforms.
And I am Lauren Woolley, Mrs. Woolley in 5th on all platforms. So, let's get into... I was going to say something. No, I'm kidding. Let's get
So
into...
far away though.
What?
We're
Where y'all
usually
feel
in
so-
like a line of
COVID,
4, and now it's just different.
Anxious.
Social distancing.
Why are you only touching my nail, you weirdo?
I have really short arms. I can't reach anything else.
I like.
Like a T-Rex. Anyway, let me get into what I was going to talk about. So today we have these awesome books we're going to be talking about. So these books were brought to you by Student Treasures, and they are supporting our first few episodes of the podcast. And Student Treasures is this awesome publishing company. They are aiming to make all students published authors. So they have published 15 million student
That is
books.
so cool.
That's
Isn't that
insane.
awesome?
They're bestsellers.
And what's amazing about this is it's completely free for teachers.
And you know, teachers love free.
So
We
how
love
does
free
this
stuff.
work? How does this work?
So basically, they send you a publishing kit and you create a book with your students, and you send the kit back, and they give you this really high quality published bound book sent back to your classroom as a class copy.
And it's
what's
completely free?
It's completely free. And what's even better is that parents can go online and they can even purchase their own copy for like $19.95.
But-
It's perfect.
Lauren, how do you know about this?
I remember doing this when I was in school. Yeah, no, I actually did this in first grade. I wrote an amazing book. I'm surprised it wasn't on the New York Times bestseller list, but it
We're
was
robbed.
called The Magic Flower,
Oh.
and
Really?
it was about a flower that was magical.
I like
So-
the dramatic pause. I like that
Lauren
dramatic
wrote
pause.
Tangled, actually.
I did actually. I just, I like to be anonymous. But no, but this is actually something I would honestly use in my own classroom, and I remember doing it in school, but I didn't know it was.
name of the
Yeah, I
company.
didn't know what the company was that did it. So I'm definitely gonna go back home and get my own
That's really
kit to make a
cute.
book with my students.
And this would be a perfect project to work on, like the week before break, when the kids are absolutely crazy.
Psychotic.
Oh my god.
You know what's really cool though is that means that this is a really well established organization that you did this when you were in first grade.
Right.
And it's something that I would never forget from school.
That's
It's one of
really
those
cute.
projects that you
Right.
always hold. So, and we made an event out of it. Like after we wrote and published our books, we had families come in, and we had a little family kind of like a book reading.
Aw.
And they all sat in the classroom, and each kid got to read their part of the book, and it was really cute. So
love
this
that.
is
That's
an
sweet.
awesome,
That is
awesome
cute.
company.
Well, I know
So Student Treasures, make sure you check them out and get your free book kit so that you can create some lasting memories
That's
with
really
your
cute.
students.
And they'd be, I know, for those who teach the littles, this would be great for holiday gifts.
Oh,
Oh,
perfect.
that'd be
That
so
stresses
cute.
me
Yeah.
out trying to figure out holiday gifts because the teachers are making them, honestly.
Okay.
Isn't that how it always goes?
It is.
I would have felt so good as a kid if my story and my picture was published in a
know.
book.
Oh yeah.
I'd have been like, I'm gonna
And
do big things
look at
when I
these.
get
This
older.
is not these
No,
are
it's
legit.
It's legit.
No,
wait,
that's
Yeah.
really good quality.
And there's a barcode in the back, so you know it's
Ooh,
legit.
fancy.
Yeah.
Anything with a barcode
Anything
is
with a
legit.
barcode.
Right, what
It's
you know about
real.
those barcodes?
Everything apparently.
Well, I know that a second ago I mentioned that it would be a really good project to work on the week before break, and I know that
Yeah.
everyone is really enjoying their break right now.
Oh my
Did
gosh.
you know that some people taught up until the Thursday before Christmas.
That's
Yeah.
That was my
insane
brother.
to me.
My brother and I don't teach too far away from each other, but my school ended on Friday and his went all the way up until the Wednesday before Christmas.
That's
was-
terrible.
That is
People have to
the
travel.
Yes.
Well, right,
Or
but
just
not
not
even
be at
that. But I
school.
would, you know, there's
wanna
me
be
sitting
here.
in my house, just going like, "Oh no, they have to get up and go to work.
No.
Bye." And then like watching his butt drive down the street was
Right.
just like,
Okay, you're neighbors too, aren't you?
yeah, we live right next door to each
Oh,
other.
I would
no.
every morning I would wave with like my robe on
coffee.
and coffee.
No, I'd still be asleep. That's
That's
a lie.
true.
Have
That's
a good day
lie.
at school.
I have a 3-year-old. I would not
They'd be
still be
waking you
asleep.
up. How
My
did you-
daughter, as soon as she wakes up at 7 a.m., off the chain. So if you
Well-
are a mom and a teacher, shout out to you because we don't get to sleep in. You lucky souls.
I have cats. It's not the same. It's not the
I was
same.
like-
But I do love my cat.
She goes, I have cats.
Not
I'm
the
like,
same.
No, it's not the
"Mm."
same.
Somehow I think a toddler and a cat are a little
No,
bit.
I get stressed
Some
out with
like
my
herding
cats.
cats.
I get stressed out with my cats. Like I think quite often I don't know how moms do this.
Girl, it's a struggle. I'm going to tell you that much. But even though cats are not like 3-year-olds, feral cats are like the students this year.
Oh,
Because they are some
Listen.
straight
How
up
did
feral
you guys
cats.
survive the week before?
Listen, these
No.
these past 2 years of these kids being at home,
I
Man.
know.
they
Jack them up.
have taken a toll.
I feel
will
like
say.
people who aren't teachers don't actually realize how insane the week before break
yeah.
It's
is.
psychotic.
Even sometimes the 2 weeks.
You give
before break.
you give them something to look forward to, and it's
Right.
Why does it seem like the craziest things pop off the week before Christmas break?
Uh-huh.
What are some examples of the craziest things you've seen before?
Like,
break?
why
my
why
gosh.
are you trying to fight somebody the last day before Christmas break?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
we're
you
just
teach middle
chill,
s-
man.
You teach
okay?
middle school though, yeah.
I do teach middle school. I'm like, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I ain't even had coffee yet. Why are y'all trying to fight? Okay,
At
because
7
I
in
don't
the
break up
morning?
fights.
Morning.
7 in the morning, they be trying to fight. I'm like, listen, Miss Richardson don't break up no fights. Because if you hit me, I'm gonna hit you. Then we all going to jail.
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
know,
I don't break.
That's-
I don't break up any fights.
That's always a question that I get from people on social media. Is like, what happens if there's a fight? Do you break up fights? I literally look 12. I'm 5 feet
fight.
tall. What do you
Becca,
expect
they
me to
would-
do?
Let's
to
go, Becca,
the high
jump in.
school
Come on.
boys?
Becca,
Let's
they
go.
will sling you across that
These,
cafeteria.
like these football players are like
Oh,
6
you're in
feet
high
tall.
school too.
Yes,
I'm thinking
I'm the high school teacher.
I'm thinking a 5th grade football player would not intimidate me,
No.
but then I was like, they're 5th grade.
They're huge.
Listen,
I'm
I've
like,
had some big 5th graders though.
They are big, yeah.
they do.
They're
Some fifth
big.
graders are big.
They're not small. Like I thought the same thing. I was like, 5th grade, they're not that old, but
I
like some
had-
of them are pretty
No,
big.
they
I had
are.
one
They're already
kiddo,
bigger than me.
and he was like a big kid. Like it was bizarre. He was like 5, but I swear like went up to like my chest. And the week before break, this was like years ago. I was trying to. We had kids in our class who not everyone that year celebrated Christmas. So I was like, I'm
Right.
gonna get lazy. We're gonna do like nothing with holidays. We'll do like winter activities, which was super fun.
Mhm.
Cute.
But I had been what's that thing called? It's Pinterest,
No.
and it was it's like that thing.
What's that thing?
That
What's
thing
that
that people
thing?
use. And my co-teacher was like a Pinterest person. I don't know if there's like a fun name for it, but you can get plastic plates, like disposable ones, and you can like finagle it, and you can make like ice skates on
Aw.
the rugs. And so they were
That's
doing that, and I
fun.
was lesson planning, and I was like, I should do this in small groups. So we have like 8 and 8, and then I thought they're wild today. It's the week before. Let them be wild together, so I don't feel the pressure. So then I thought it was a good idea to have 16 kids on these like little slippery skates on the rug, and I was like, it's fine. We're good. We were not good, and so I'm trying to play a classical music because like you would if you were ice skating. They're not with that.
They
so I'm
ain't
like,
with it
okay,
at all.
we're gonna we'll play like some Elsa or something.
You should
I'm
have
like,
played some rave music.
right. It's like some-
Nothing
and
for
as I'm
butt.
turning to find something to play on my phone because it was connected,
No.
I'm turning and I hear I heard boom, and then the kids are giggling. I look over and this child had like hugged our little like music center and just like tipped. And it was like no, it was like hollow, and there wasn't like there was like scarves in there and like egg shakers, so it wasn't heavy or anything like that. And everyone's like, this is so funny. He's cracking up, but I was like, oh my gosh. So I call his parents. I'm like, he's fine. This happened though. Parents were okay. Everyone was okay. I come back from winter break and they're like, yo, we have to write you up for that because you were on your phone and something tipped on the kid. I was like, so Mr. Williams, y'all, he was written
no.
up once.
Oh no, you know
I'm gonna
what?
forever look at you
I
differently.
know the week before break too. I thought, you know what, take it.
It's
I
not.
take
Listen,
it.
it's not your fault. It's Christmas break.
It's Christmas break.
I have never gotten a write up at work before, but being moved from 6th grade to 7th grade, I'm just waiting to get a write up because for one, 6th graders, I remember that they're kids. Those 7th graders are big. So I forget that they're kids because they talk crazy to me, so like they're an adult. And the things I would say back to an adult if they talk to me like that, I'm gonna get a write up.
What
I know
do you
I
do
am.
with 7th graders the week before break? What did you?
I mean, they have final exams, but really, I'm like, here's a packet. Don't talk to me.
Do you guys have finals before break?
Yeah.
See, in our county, finals aren't until a couple weeks after break.
See,
It's the
okay,
worst.
we were just
Even in high
talking
school,
about
we
this
didn't do
in
that.
because we don't do like finals obviously in 5th grade, but we did like our district testing,
Mm-hmm.
and we usually save it until after break. But then the kids are like, they're checked out
for
still even the
sure.
first week after
Right.
break. So we did it beforehand this year, and it went way better. But all up until like Friday, even the high school kids were doing finals. I'm like, that sounds so miserable. Do something
Yeah.
fun. Like,
What did you do?
so
I know you did something fun.
She's fun. She's the queen of
I
parties.
know. There's just no
CEO
way.
of class
Parties.
parties.
know
I
you just came in
am.
like
I
Mrs.
love doing
Claus,
class
making
parties.
hot chocolate for everyone. What
Polar
did you
Express.
it was fun. No,
do?
no.
What?
Polar
No.
Express
No.
can.
No.
Don't you dare blaspheme the name of Polar Express.
Polar
It's so-
Express is awful.
It's
It's
so bad.
scary.
It's so
What?
weird.
It is
No.
terrible.
It's the worst movie ever.
Y'all not gonna disrespect
See,
the Polar Express like that.
You weren't there for when we were talking about it earlier. What is that Valley of Uncanny?
Uncanny
Valley.
Valley.
Uncanny
What is it?
Valley.
When,
So
like,
it's
you
when
look at
something looks-
something. No, it's when you look at something and it looks human, and it looks real, but it's not, and it freaks out your brain
We do
chemistry.
the Polar Express night. The Polar Express day. Everyone wears pajamas. We
I
watch
don't
the
want to be
Polar
y'all's friends
Express.
anymore.
No.
goodness.
Tom
I do
Hanks did
not
this movie.
participate in the
Yeah.
Polar Express Day.
No, the Polar Express makes me uncomfortable.
Wait, then what's
Like,
everyone's favorite
do you
holiday
remember?
movie?
Do you remember when we were walking through the airport yesterday and we saw that glass case with like the not real person in it?
Yes.
That would be like the Uncanny
No, it is
Valley.
not. Y'all are so disrespectful.
No, yes.
I'm gonna write all y'all up for irritation.
Wait, hold on. Is that your
because-
favorite? Is that your all-time favorite?
Yes,
No.
hot chocolate.
No.
Hot
Okay, but
egg,
there
we
are-
got
Oh,
it.
okay,
Hot-
the dance.
hot
But there are
egg, we got
literally
it.
so many other better
I
Christmas
don't want to
movies.
be y'all's
Elf is
friends
my
anymore.
favorite.
I'm done with y'all.
Okay, well, I'm
The
sorry.
music is great. It's so Christmas happy. You know what? I'm done with this.
He literally throws a kid off the train.
Well, he deserved to get thrown off the train. He wasn't following it. He didn't have his ticket. He didn't have his
You know
ticket.
what? You don't ride without a ticket. I appreciate that. You know what? Because that's called real life. We don't we don't hand out participation
Okay.
tickets.
Yeah, we don't want to
Nothing.
give these kids like lofty
outta
ideals
here.
or anything
Yeah.
like that.
You want to feel the magic? Buy a ticket. You know. Oh my gosh. So, Laura, did you not watch the Polar Express?
No,
this
we
week?
did not watch the Polar. So
Dang.
no,
They did
so
nothing all day.
for the entire week, I
Got
literally like nothing is being done over Christmas
Oh, for sure.
break week. So
No.
I do all fun projects and stuff. So like for writing, I do like a gingerbread opinion writing. So I have them
Oh.
they're
good
trying
teacher.
to sell their gingerbread house, so they like describe it and like try to use persuasive language and stuff, and then they actually draw a picture of it and like put it out in the hall. And while they were working on that, I would let them watch a movie.
You're making little real estate agents.
She-
Yes,
Like,
I'm making little real
this is-
estate agents. And then we did like different winter holidays around the world, and then we
Is she
did
like teacher of the year or something?
You should
No.
She's really
I'm
good.
No, I'm
Wait,
just
in
trying to
5th grade?
survive.
In 5th grade, y'all teach all subjects in 5th grade?
I do
They
at
don't-
my school.
Okay, because in
Yeah,
6th grade they
we
start switching
used to
classes, but-
switch half a day, and our schedules just it didn't work.
Mhm.
So we went back to self-contained. But and then like the last day before break is just like a free for all. Like I just do
Yeah.
all kinds of fun stuff. So like I
Sounds
got these
terrifying.
really cool.
That did
For
sound
all-
Oh,
kinda
but that's what because
terrifying.
I had like a college student teacher with me this semester.
Aw.
So I was trying to show her like how I plan for things, and I was like, listen, you might think that the week before Christmas is like your time to like slack off with planning. I'm like, you are wrong.
Survive.
That's when
If
you
you
need to
do not
plan
plan, you will
Right.
hate your life.
No. That's the
That's
one
when you need
time
to
you
be
don't.
planned
But
No,
you know
if
it's
you
gonna
have
be
a bunch
chaotic
of free
plan.
time, you're gonna be miserable. It's gonna take forever.
Yes.
Make it go fast.
My
So,
kids have to have something to do.
oh yeah,
I
constantly.
have, you have those classes. Well, you know, because you teach high school, but you have those classes that they cannot afford to have any
Oh
dead
no.
space.
Nope.
They will be up out of their seats, smacking Ray Ray in the back
Oh,
of the
yeah.
head on the way to the trash can. Somebody play fighting, slapping each other. No,
See, usually what I do the day before break, because again, we do finals after break, so they're still like they usually have final tests and final projects and things like that. And what I do, I'm very OCD like about my calendar for my classes. Like it has to be a certain way. It has to be planned out. Like I get very, very about my calendar. for
Becca, are you
class.
type A?
I
Those
cannot be
hand
type
movements
A.
See,
and
I-
that
for some
explanation
Type
was.
A.
For some things,
My
like,
calendar.
for some things, yes. But what I do is I always allot a certain amount of catch-up days for my kids. And I always make sure that they are around times of break so that maybe the day before break, it's a catch-up day. Do you have a unit test in your next class, but you don't have one in mine? Okay, spend this
Catch
time.
up day.
Yeah, like a catch-up day.
I'm
Shut
I
up,
think it
Till.
said catch-up.
Yeah, I sure
Shut
did.
up.
I know she's gonna elaborate on this in a second, and then it wasn't coming. Catch up day.
Oh, yeah,
That's
we have-
funny.
Okay, to be fair, I wanted to make a lame joke
Oh,
about ketchup, but then I was
My
like,
mind was like that.
I'm gonna
one
ruin the
meme.
conversation.
It was like a beautiful mind. It was all written there. I was trying to figure out what a catch-up day is, and
See, but
catch up.
that's the thing about like high school is that I don't necessarily get to do like the really cute gingerbread writing.
Yeah, I'm
Because
so
they
sorry for
would
you people
literally
because that has to
I
be
like
miserable.
it.
oh, we do
But what was interesting
All
is
the things.
nothing but fun.
I like looking at the Facebook teacher groups because I really enjoy looking at what other teachers do during this time. And there was one that was asking, and I'll never forget this thread because it made me mad. But this one teacher said, "Oh, well, my district isn't allowing us to do holiday themed things. So like, how would you get around it? Like kind of thing." And everyone's like, "Okay, if you're not allowed to do it, why would you even why are you trying to
It's like
get
I think
around
it's like
it?"
I hate to say it, but it's like lazy teaching. Like you can
Yeah.
do like winter stuff.
Listen,
Right.
like that's. I mean,
Yeah,
even
you
though
can
my
do stuff.
district is predominantly white, rural, and they all celebrate Christmas.
Right.
But I still do like our holiday party this year was. It
Yeah.
wasn't like
But you said
Christmas
that, you
party.
talked about holidays around the world, which
Right,
which
we
is,
learned
like,
about holidays
advocacy
around
and
the
visibility,
world.
and even though
Exactly.
that they don't celebrate it, doesn't mean that like we want to
can
raise
at
kids
least
to be
know about it.
empathetic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
See, one teacher specifically was like, "Well, I have my kids learn about Christmases around the world." And I, being
kinda
really
okay.
annoying, commented, and I'm like, "I don't know," because world religions was a class that I taught
Yeah.
for I loved teaching that class. I loved it so much. And I just kind of commented. I said, "I don't know if I would phrase it
Christmas
that
around
way."
the
Yeah,
Yeah, she was
Christmas around
including
the world.
Hanukkah and Diwali, and I said, "I don't know if I would portray them to your kids as Christmases around the world." And she's like, "Oh, I know, because I have a couple kids." She teaches third grade. She's like, "I have a couple kids from Israel, so I know it's the same." I'm like, "Well,
Oh.
you are trying to argue with the wrong person."
Yeah,
I'm
no.
sorry.
Wait,
It is not.
You know, didn't you say when you teach world religions, there's one parent emailed you and told you to stop teaching witchcraft?
No, it was in world history. We have part of our curriculum.
teaching witchcraft.
The Sim witch trials went right to your door.
in world history, part of our state curriculum is world religions. It's part of the first unit.
Right.
And one parent was
Yep.
like, "You have to stop. That's not okay." And I'm like, "It's literally in our standards."
Oh, I love
I'm sorry.
that.
And I just kind of told her, I said, "Look, if you want to be able to dictate what your kid is learning, go to private school, but you can't do that in public
Or
school.
homeschool
I'm
too.
sorry."
Did you get to do fun stuff then, like leading up to like winter break doing world religion? Because you could teach a lot about like different things that people are practicing. Like
So
up
when it
until
came
then?
to world religions didn't really have a curriculum to go with it. It was an elective. So world history, world religions is always at the very beginning of the unit. It's like in the first
Oh.
unit. Whereas the world religions elective, because I taught both, there isn't necessarily. There's supposed to be a state curriculum, but when I first was hired and was told, "Hey, the first day of school is tomorrow, and you're teaching this elective,"
Don't you love how they do that?
Yeah, right. It's the worst.
I couldn't imagine that does not happen in elementary school.
Our database
right.
for lessons and things like that was down for that class, and there was no one else at the school who taught it. So I literally showed up to school on the first day, and I asked the kids, I said, "Hey, welcome to World Religions. What do you guys want to learn about?" And I literally just had them go right on the boards the different cultures they wanted to learn more about, and I just kind of made a whole unit plan.
I'd have been like, we're doing
And it was
independent
really
reading
cool.
today.
I liked
Right.
it. So our first unit was mythologies. We had ancient
I
mythologies.
love mythology.
And so we
I did not get to
Greek.
take that in high school. I was
I
so
loved it.
there used to be
Mythology.
this amazing mythology
loved
teacher
it.
at my high school,
Yeah.
and he retired the year before I could take
I
it.
absolutely loved it. We did Greek, we did Roman, we did Norse,
Love
we did
it.
Japanese a little bit. We did tribal religion, so we talked about both Native American and African tribal cultures.
Mm-hmm.
We did Asian culture, so we did like Zoroastrianism, Jainism, Shinto, things like that. We did
It's giving me flashbacks to high school.
it was
man.
really cool. I liked it a lot.
I want to
Y'all
take
went to,
Becca's
like-
class.
It was
Me
fun.
too.
and you came up. You kind of said that you like had to come up with it, like asking
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
and they wonder why we like live for break, like we
Right.
count down the
Right.
days. Like my
Oh my
chain
God.
But
started
it's
in
even
like
that.
August.
It's even that with
You got
like
chains
with
started in
elementary
August.
red
school
and green
though.
chain when you grip it
Yeah.
off, and
Like-
we have 100 more days. They're like, whoa, tell.
You're not counting though.
That's too much.
Like, we don't even, like, there are some schools, and I know my school was similar, like, we still don't have certain curriculums for things, and it's a
Yeah.
lot of, like, hodgepodging things together
Yeah.
on your own.
Holy
But-
moly.
Yeah,
You
my
know,
kids
but the week before break makes up for it, because although the kids are nuts, like, doing the fun things, like, that's what I live for. And,
Yeah.
like, you know, if you don't do those fun things with your students, then, you know,
Well, it's for teachers.
nobody's
too, right?
enjoying. Yeah,
Right.
it's like, who is enjoying that time when
Right.
your
No
kids
one is.
are nuts and all you're doing is watching movies the
Yeah.
whole week?
Well, I don't like that, especially in 6th grade. They make them test the week before break, and the kids do not try. Like, they literally just go through and Christmas tree the test because they just had a state benchmark test 2 weeks before.
Mhm.
It's
Then they
too
got
much.
finals, but then they're talking to me about the data. Bro, I don't care, bro.
I am living for the eggnog I'm going to have
Okay.
and the coquito. So, no. I
It's
could
just not fair, especially in middle school and high school. The kids are, I mean, I know like elementary, they're behind. I don't know how much they talk to y'all about data, but especially being a state tested subject and teaching English, they like hound us about data. And I'm
Oh,
like,
no, we
What
are
do they
too.
do with
they're
it?
not.
What
good.
do they
Well,
do
I wanna
with
know.
it?
That's the inquiring minds would like to know. What do y'all do with all this data that y'all asking for, other than make my blood
Hold
pressure?
it,
Because in
hold
one
it right
year-
here.
Right, we're
What
going
do
to.
y'all
They
do
hold it
with
right here over your
We're
head
going to talk to our
and
producer. We need
just
a
make
data
sure that you
specialist to
get.
come in, please. We would like to speak with you.
Yes.
Well, then
we need to
also,
know.
like, I don't know if it's like this for other counties, but the state test would change every other year. And I know it's not the same company, so I know the data is just going out the window. So one
Right.
year it's an EOC, and the other year it's something else, and then it's an NCFE, and
I
then
love
it's
that she
oh
knows
no.
that. I'm like,
I mean, I do have a
Test?
solution,
What's
but
the
it was
solution?
like, well, I don't
Don't
like, but
do
like, you
state
could
testing?
just teach pre-K and
Heck
not do.
no. Them kids be
No.
peeing on
I
their
know.
shoelaces.
I'll
They
take
come
that.
out
Oh, if the
bathroom
worst
naked.
thing I had to worry about was
and-
peeing. So I did shaving cream on the tables, right? Because it didn't snow one year, like would not snow, and so we did shaving cream on the tables. And I don't know
You're
why,
so brave.
because snow is white, but I was like, you know what, this needs to be blue. Do you know what Tell doesn't do? Cook. Do you know what food dye does?
Oh no.
So blue. And I'm like, yes. And I love shaving cream because it also cleans the table because it's soap. And I was like, okay, this is done. Kids, go wash your hands. And it was just blue hands. The week before break, I had a mom come in. She's like, we were supposed to go to the mall and take pictures with Santa. It's like,
I'd
well,
be like, you know what, Becky, put some gloves on your
Yeah,
kid's
people have
hand
blue hands,
and
I don't know
call
what
it
to
a
tell
day.
Not Becky.
yeah.
Frostbitten from the North Pole.
Oh, yeah.
That's creative.
Thank you.
That's creative.
Make it a thing, you know?
Right.
Put it a little bit on their nose. Like, it's
festive.
cute.
I just can't imagine me or Becca trying to teach pre-K or elementary school.
The week before break,
I
no.
would be fired immediately.
I would be like, I can just see me. Hello. How are you? Oh,
I
that's
can't,
not.
and I'm not like a kid person, so it's weird that like I am really good at the teaching aspect of it because when it gets, I don't know if you do this, days that it's so overwhelming, I just go, it ends, and I put them on the bus and I go home to no kids. Like, so when I have a real stressful day, I'm like, you know what, it's temporary. We don't have kids at home. We're good. We can get through 6
See, I feel that
hours.
way now, but like, ask me that in like maybe 5 years when maybe we have a kid, and
Couldn't-
then I'll
couldn't
be
be me.
like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah,
That's
I
when
can't
would
have
resign and
17 kids at
retire.
school and then kids at home and just
The same
surrounded by
age,
kids.
too.
see, I always
yeah, the same
thought
age.
originally the plan was Avery and I were gonna have kids by now, and then we kind of got to the age and we got married and stuff, and we were like, I like quiet.
It's so
I
quiet.
like freedom.
Is it
So
hard? 'Cause
quiet.
you have a baby.
I'm so tired.
Is it hard going? Is it hard going from teaching? Because then I also
So
think too, like
tired.
I like the fact that 2 weeks of no kids, but you like then you go to like full mommy all the time mode.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you're mommy all the time anyways, but when you're at
Yeah.
work, at least you can be like,
My daughter follows me around everywhere. I mean, it's kind of like having a
Aw.
dog because the dog. Well, I mean, she's not obviously not a dog, but she barks sometimes. But my daughter literally follows me around everywhere. Like if I try to go to the bathroom, like she comes with me. In the kitchen, she comes with. Mommy, it's dark in here. Can you turn the light on? No, I don't want you to come in here. That's why I kept the light off. Go in the living room.
what? How did
Go in the living room.
How did you start out your break though? Didn't you have a little mishap with the couch?
Oh my gosh,
I
I,
wanna
don't
hear
want to
about
talk
this.
about that. Okay, honestly, it's really my fault because I was on TikTok. So a 3-year-old, if they get too quiet, I honestly thought she was watching her iPad, But
Like, it's break. We're all watching social media.
I was putting makeup on, and my daughter likes to play in my makeup. I never let her, but she'll come over and be like, Mommy, I want to be pretty too. And I'm like, baby, you're already so pretty. And she's like, okay, Mommy, I do it. Because 3-year-olds, they want to do everything. So I had two, like, I don't know what they're called or whatever, but it's just the stuff I use to put my eyebrows on. And one of them was old, so I had set it to the side. Well, those little grubby hands grabbed it when I was not looking. She goes back over to the couch. I'm thinking she just sitting over there watching her little iPad, watching
quiet,
her little Paw Patrol, living her best life. And I'm trying to make a TikTok. I'm like, oh, I got a second of quiet. She's watching her show. Y'all, I get up after what felt like a couple of minutes. Obviously, it wasn't like 15 or 20 minutes. Literally 2 minutes. I did not even see the child moving out of the corner of my eye. I go over there, and if y'all don't know, my little girl is mixed, so she real light skin. My eyebrow stuff is literally black. Like, it's like black brown. I go over to the couch, and I'm like, what is that? And I like slowly look up. She has my eyebrow stuff all over her face, all over her hands, all over my couch. I don't even know how she.
Wait, what
it's like
color is your couch?
It's gray. So it's like she scooped it out and like smothered it all over her iPad screen, all over everything. And then when I looked at her, she goes,
She knew. She said, Paw Patrol to the rescue.
I said, oh my gosh, Peyton, y'all.
This is why I have
Okay, you
cats.
want to hear a story about when I was little?
Yes, yes, yes.
So when I was younger, I was friends with this girl in our neighborhood, and I went over her house for the very first time. I was probably like 7. And she had this little art easel that had a bunch of little finger paints on it. And when I tell you this house was like white, like everything was white. Walls, furniture, carpet, like these people were not expecting to have children at any point in their lives. So, but they did. So we were finger painting, and then she was like, we should paint the couch.
Oh my gosh.
And my stupid little 7-year-old brain was like, yeah, we should paint the couch. So like we literally took finger paints and we're just like all over the white couch.
Oh my gosh.
And then we were like,
She
we
knew
should
what
wash
she
our
was doing.
hands. We should wash our hands. Going to the bathroom, touching the light switches, touching the faucet,
Where
getting
was
paint
her
everywhere.
mother?
That's the thing. They
she was
left
on her
us
makeup for TikTok.
unsupervised. Yes, she was on TikTok.
She was on MySpace at the time.
MySpace.
So I went home after that, and I never went back to that girl's house again.
Her mother was probably mortified.
They
was
were
her
probably, they thought it was probably all my
We
fault.
should do an entire episode of what we were like as kids.
See, I have a story about
We
my
should.
brother. My mom always says that I always thought that I would like get disowned if I broke the rules. Then my brother came along, and I realized I wouldn't get disowned because my brother always broke the rules when we
Oh
were kids.
gosh.
My brother, I'm so excited for the story. It just pissed my mom off so much. So we had our little computer area, and like he had his little setup and I had my little setup, and he would always get mad if anyone ever moved his chair because it goes right there. He might have been 5 years old at the
OCD
time.
at a
It
young
goes right
age.
there. And so to show everyone where his chair goes, he took a black Sharpie and outlined where the legs of the chair went in the carpet.
In the carpet. Oh my god.
Oh,
And that's where his chair goes. My mom was so mad. Oh my god. He goes,
No.
then don't move my chair.
Boy, you don't pay no
No.
bills.
I was gonna
You
say,
better
I'll move
just
your butt
be
out this
careful.
house.
We were way too poor for that. My mom would have beat me with her trunk. If I had that
Okay,
trunk,
my
I would've
mom
been
would
off.
have.
Oh
Um,
no!
my mom
Yes.
I would be.
so
I would
mad.
be gone to see Jesus.
Yeah, no, I would have been
brother.
moments away. I was never closer to heaven, and then if I
Okay.
drew on the floor,
Yeah.
mm-mm.
Well, guys, thank you so much for being a part of our first episode together as teachers off duty.
Woo!
We obviously have survived a break. This has been so fun.
And we hope that you guys have some positive thoughts with you as you go towards your first week back.
Yeah.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.